Start. The 10th day of the 6th special session of the 22nd Congress will now come to order. May we all rise for a moment of silent prayer. Roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senator Aritas? Senator Christian? Senator Vigier? Senator Colland? Floor Leader Harper? Senator Conman? Vice Speaker Moses? Senator Ned of Pohnpei? Senator Ned of Koshai? Senator Berman?
Amen.
Senator Romalo? Senator Uruzamal? Senator Wali? Speaker Simanang?
Yes,
Mr. Speaker, 11 members are present.
we do have a quorum to transact business this morning. Next item, reading of the journal, acting floor.
Motion to dispense the reading of the journal.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item.
Item number 5, presidential communications. As of now, we do not have any, Mr. Speaker.
Next.
Item 6, FSM Supreme Court communications, none also, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The next item is item number 7, member communications. We have one, and it's number 22-14.
Okay, assign that to clerk. Next item.
Speaker, point of privilege.
Yes, state your point.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, you members, staff, and all of those that are observing our session. Speaker, today, if we go down to the resolution calendar, we will act on a very important resolution. Is that to create a vocational school for this country, which I fully supported. The reason why I brought this up because the money that the funding is coming from, what organization, that's the World Bank. Back at the 18th Congress, the Congress passed a bill, an act, or went into law that the liberation law to make sure that we have competition with our existing or our creation of SMTC to bring. So for that, we created the TRA and the open access entity, which nowadays they're in court trying to battle against each other. This funding for the vocational school, this also came from the World Bank. And when they gave us the money for the telecommunication, we were all, because the fact that it will connect fiber optic on all 4 states, which nowadays Kushai is not connected, because I guess when they won the bidding, a China company won the bidding, and then somehow other countries doesn't like that. So it delayed that project. So that dream of having fiber optic all over the FSM, it's not there yet. So I was thinking that the open access entity is supposed to invite other companies that are interested in telecommunication to make sure that, and for our telecommunication, right now that they're having issues on that because of the open access entities. I think they're, without bringing people to compete, they are overcharging telecom to pay for their services here on island, which I believe that the committee of TNC should look into the operation of the open access and then see the salary cap that they have there. They're trying to go into telecommunication, our telecommunication, over 30 plus years, maybe 40 years of experience of how to run a telecommunication, which the open access entity is a new one. But I believe they are going into the same service instead of trying to see who's going to come and compete. So, Speaker, I have concerns regarding this money again. We might approve if we go ahead and approve the funding from the World Bank for the vocational school, I hope we don't run into what's our telecommunication is in right now. And so I want to raise this as my concern. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you for your point of privilege, Chairman Permit. Okay, there is no other point of privilege. Let's go down next item, Chief Clerk.
Departmental communications for item number 8, none, Mr. Speaker.
Next,
Item 9, agency or governmental authority communications, none also, Mr. Speaker.
continue.
Item 10, state communications, none, Mr. Speaker. Item 11, state Supreme Court communications, we do not have any, Mr. Speaker. Item 12, municipal or town communications, none also. Item number 13, foreign government communications, none, Mr. Speaker. And item number 14, miscellaneous communications, none, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, we're now on our order of the day. Next item, item 15, standing committee reports. Chief
Mr.
Clerk.
Speaker,
Yes, Vice Chairman Christian.
I just want to say I'm confused as to whether we're doing such a great job that nobody's writing to us anymore, or we're doing such a poor job that people just give up writing to us. Maybe one of you folks could enlighten us as to why everything's been so none for many, many days.
Or the third reason is they're not just doing their work.
That's for you to say and not me.
It's the latter.
Okay?
So let's move on.
Well, thanks for that observation. Yeah, that's something to think about. But yeah, we have what we have, so let's deal with that. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For item number 15, standing committee reports, as of now, we do not have any standing committee reports, Mr. Speaker.
Speaker, point of privilege.
State your point, Chairman Romano.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and good morning to you and members. I rise on a point of privilege to introduce a fine young lady who is in the gallery today, and I ask that we recognize her, the Secretary of the Department of Education, Ms. Cartenia Isaac.
She really must want the SIP program to be adopted by Congress, right? Okay. Any other point of privilege? Okay, let's continue. Chief Clerk.
Item number 16, special committee reports, none, Mr. Speaker.
Next item.
Item number 17, for assignment of measures and communications, kindly refer to referral sheet number 22-102.
Okay, Chairman, members of the committees, take note of that for your planning purposes. Next item.
Unfinished business for item number 18, as of now, we do not have any, Mr. Speaker.
Next item is bill calendar. First bill, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The first bill under the bill calendar is Congressional Bill number 22-257, CD1, for second and final reading. CB number 22-257, CD1 is a bill for an act to amend Public Law number 22-157 by amending Section 4, 5, and 6 thereof to change the use and allotee of funds previously appropriated therein to fund public projects and social programs for the people of Coshai, Pohnpei, and Duke States, and for other purposes.
Short recess. Conference is back in session. Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of Congress Bill number 22-257 on second and final reading.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 22-257. Discussion. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Discussion on the bill. Any discussion?
Mr. Speaker.
Vice Speaker Moses.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you, members, and those who are observing. I wish to make an oral amendment on the said bill. On page 4, line 11, subsection H, where it says next road improvement, insert the word EIRCA right before net, comma, EIRCA, comma, net. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment by Vice Speaker Moses be adopted. Motion to suspend.
Yeah, thank you, Speaker. Motion to suspend any relevant rule that might impede our action on this said bill, especially on substantive amendments. So move.
Okay, any second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that all relevant rules, specifically the rules prohibiting substantive amendments on second and final reading, be suspended. Those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The relevant rules are now suspended. So discussion on the offered oral amendment. Any discussion? If none, without objection, discussion is closed. We will vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendment to CP 22-257 CD1 say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. So the offered oral amendment is adopted. We now have CD2. Any further discussion on CD2?
Speaker,
Discussion? Yes, Chairman Figueroa.
I just want to state for the record that in the title, YAP should be included before the word Kosrai. After the word off, insert YAP, comma, Kosrai, Pohnpei, Truk, and Truk states.
Likewise, there should be added the section for YAP on the first line.
Yes,
Should be sections 2, 4, 5, and so on.
those
Okay.
should be treated
Technical,
as technical.
yeah, they are technical because they just have to reflect what's in the text. Okay. So any other discussion?
Question.
Question has been called for without objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of the delegations. Chairman Romulo, you'll cast the vote for Truk. Chief Clerk.
For the state of Truk, Chairman Romalo.
Yes.
For the state of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Amen.
For the state of Koshai, Chairman Wali. For the state of Yap, Chairman Figueroa.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 4 states voted for the said bill under second and final reading.
CP number 22-257 CD2 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill.
We now have Congressional Bill Number 22-262 CD1 for second and final reading. CP Number 22-262 CD1 is a bill for an act to appropriate the sum of $8,820,000 from the General Fund of the Federated States of Micronesia for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2023, for the purpose of funding public projects and social programs for the people of Yap, Koshai, Pohnpei, and Truk states, and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Move for the passage of the Congress Bill number 22-262.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 22-262 CD1. Discussion. Short recess. Okay, so let's go back. Conference is back in session. We're discussing CP 22-262 CD1. I'll go with Vice Speaker Moses first. For your amendment.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the said bill, page 7, line 15, sub-item C, Kapinawak New Road, 50,000, reduce that to 35,000, and then insert a new section I, New Road Construction, Nanwilin Roy, 15,000. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment by Vice Speaker Moses be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended. Discussion? Any discussion on the offered oral amendment? If none, without objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendments by Vice Speaker Moses, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The oral amendments are adopted. We now have CT2. Okay, any further discussion on CT2? Chairman Romulo?
Speaker.
Chairman Romulo first, and we will.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On page 11, line 4, sub-item B, after the word income, insert a slash, community multi-purpose. On same page, page 11, line 11, sub-item H, insert the word election district 5. So I'll move on to Speaker.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment by Chairman Romulo be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended. Discussion. Discussion? Yes. You want discussion on his offered amendment?
Speaker, I wish to offer a,
Let's finish up his first.
okay,
Okay, so any discussion on the offered oral amendment by Chairman
Question.
Romulo? If none, without objection, discussion is closed. So let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendments by Chairman Romulo, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered oral amendments by Chairman Romulo are adopted. We now have CT3. Chairman Figueroa, you first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On page, or the front page, line 15, after the word hospital, add and other doctors, other doctor clinics, period.
Other doctors' claims.
Yeah, or clinics, whatever. There are other, Speaker, the,
Yes, go ahead. You still have the floor.
I just want to add that phrase to line 15 after the hospital and other doctors' clinic. There are other private clinics that treat people, and they
Okay,
may
make a
all mind.
motion for adoption. Chairman Figueroa.
So move.
Any second? So it has been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment by Chairman Figueroa be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended. So discussion on the offered oral amendment by Chairman Figueroa. Discussion. If none, without objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendments by Chairman Figueroa, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered oral amendments by Chairman Figueroa are adopted. We now have CD4. Any further discussion on CD4? If none, Chairman Kunan.
thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. On page 9, line 7, subletter E.
Can
The
you
amount-
speak up a little bit? We cannot hear you.
Oh, Speaker, page 9, line 7, subsection letter E. In the amount of 30,000, reduce that amount to 20,000. And 9.8, in the amount of 80,000, increase that amount to 90,000 in lieu thereof. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, any second? It has been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment by Chairman Colon be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended. Too much food for the people of Peace Valley. Okay, anyway, any discussion on the offered oral
Question.
amendments? Question has been called for without objection. Discussion is closed. So we will vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendments by Chairman Colon, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered oral amendments are adopted. We now have CD 5. Any further discussion on CD 5? Discussion.
Question.
Question has been called for without objection. Discussion is closed. We will vote by roll call of the delegations. Chief Clerk.
For the State of Chuuk, Chairman Romolo.
Yes.
For the State of Pohnpei, Chairman Perman.
Amen.
State of Koshai, Chairman Wali.
Yes.
For the State of Yap, Chairman Figure. Mr. Speaker, all 4 states voted for the said bill under second and final reading.
Okay, CP number 22-262 CD 5 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
The next bill under the bill calendar now is Congressional Bill Number 22-265 CD 5 for second and final reading. CB number 22-265 CD 5 is a bill for an act to amend sections 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 12 of Public Law Number 22-153 to appropriate $8,855,762 from the General Fund of the Federated States of Micronesia for the fiscal year ending September 30th, 2023, to provide supplemental funding for the operations of the executive and legislative branches, National Public Auditor, and agencies of the national government, grants, subsidies, and contributions, and capital and human resources development, and for other purposes.
Chairman Figure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move that Congress passes on second and final reading Congress Bill number 22-265.
Second.
Any second? It has been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 22-265 CD 5. Discussion.
Mr. Speaker.
Discussion. Madam Chair.
Boy, she sounds like a man or a lady?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, thank you. I'll yield the floor first to Senator Colon.
Okay. Out of respect, you have the floor now, Chairman Cullen. Offer your amendment.
So I wish to offer my oral amendment, not oral amendment. The written amendment is being printed and distributed to all members. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
Okay, it has been moved and seconded that the offer for amendment to CP 22-265 CD 5, offered by Chairman Cullen, be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended. Because it's short, I will ask Chief Clerk to read it into the record.
Mr. Speaker, we now have a floor amendment to CB number 22-265 CD 5, offered by Senator Victor Goland. Item 1, page 4, line 16, after the word assets, insert the following. Provided that of the $65,000 appropriated herein, $10,000 is to supplement the vehicle for the PMU office. And delete the figure 55,000 and insert the figure 65,000 in lieu thereof.
Okay, make a motion for adoption.
So move, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, any second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress adopt the offer for amendment by Chairman Cullen to CT 5. Discussion on the offer for amendment. Any discussion?
Speaker,
Chairman Romano?
no, I just want to be enlightened on this amendment. I thought the PMU were trying to phase out with the establishment of PMO's offices.
Okay, Chairman Cullen, what's the idea here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The PMU still insists structure has not been submitted to Congress. Thank you, Speaker.
Okay, it may take a while, but the transportation needs in the office is there. Okay, so any other discussion on the offered for amendment? If none, without objection, discussion is closed. We will vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offer for amendment to CP 22-265 CD5, offered by Chairman Cullen, say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered amendment is adopted. We now have CD6. Any further discussion, Madam Chair? Okay.
Two
Go ahead,
things.
Vice Chairman Christian.
One, I would like to yield.
Okay, thank you. The floor has been yielded to you, Madam Chair, Senator Coleman.
Thank you very much.
Vice Chairman Christian.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Vice Chairman Christian. I wish to present my proposed amendment on the bill, and I would like the Chief Clerk to read out. It's already distributed to everyone. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Chief Clerk, read into the record.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We now have a floor amendment to CB number 22-265 CD6, offered by Madam Chair Perpetua S. Conman. It reads as follows. Item 1, page 27, following line 10, insert the following. Subsection S, construction of a postal service building in Torawas, Chuk, in the amount of 50,000.
Okay, make a motion for adoption, Senator Coleman.
So I'll move.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered floor amendment to CP 22-265 CD6 offered by Senator Coleman be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended, so discussion on the offered amendment. Discussion. If none, without objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered for amendment by Senator Coleman, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The offered floor amendment is adopted by Congress. We now have CD7, I think. Yeah, CD7. Okay, any further discussion on CD7? Discussion.
Mr. Speaker.
None? Okay,
Mr. Speaker,
Vice Chairman Christian.
yesterday I offered an amendment which was adopted, but I guess in the heat of the night, that amendment failed to make it into the CD5 as was presented before the session. So I ask that the LC and Chief Clerk see to it that it is included in the final draft.
Okay, take note, LC and Chief Clerk, that's just a technical, because it's an omission from.
Should be
retain
treated
enforcement.
as technical.
Thank you, Chairman Figueroa. So it should be treated as technical. Okay. Short recess. Congress is back in session. We are still discussing CP 22-265 CT7. Chairman Willing.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also have a floor amendment to the said bill. Section 12, subsection R, solar projects. On the allotted sections that the governor is the allotee of the said project. So move.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment by Chairman Willie be adopted. The relevant rules are still suspended. Short recess. Congress is back in session. Can you please restate your motion? Chairman
Thank
Willie.
you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please allow me to clarify my amendment here on 12 subsection R. It's Koshai, or rather, Wailang Solar Project. And the governor of Koshai is the Alati.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendment to change the item 10 on page 27 from, to add the word Koshrai before solar, and then on the line on page 30, line after item X, 2XI, insert a new 2X2I to make Alati of section 912R as the governor of Koshai. Okay, discussion on that offered
Question.
oral amendment. Any discussion? If none, without objection, discussion is closed. We will vote. Those in favor of the adoption of the offered oral amendment by Chairman Willie, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. We now have CD8. Any other discussion on CD8?
Question.
Question has been called for. Without objection, discussion is closed. Roll call, Chief Clerk of the delegations.
For the State of Chuuk, Chairman Romolo.
Aye.
For the State of Pohnpei, Chairman Berman.
Amen.
For the State of Koshai, Chairman Wali.
Yes, sir.
For the State of Yap, Chairman Figure.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, all 4 states voted for the said bill under second and final reading.
Okay, CP number 22-265 CD8 has passed Congress on second and final reading. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, as of now, we do not have any more bills.
Okay, there being no further business under the bill calendar, we'll now move on to the resolution calendar. Chief Clerk, first resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Under the resolution calendar, now we have Congressional Resolution Number 22-173 for adoption. This is attached to Standing Committee Report Number 22-56, which was placed and adopted in yesterday's session. CR Number 22-173 is a resolution approving and accepting a grant in the amount of STR 12,700,000 special drawing rights from the World Bank to fund the EVISM Skills and Employability Enhancing Project, or SEEP, including all the terms and conditions of the assistance.
Vice
Mr.
Chairman,
Speaker.
Vice Chairman Net.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so move that we adopt CR number 22-173.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that Congress adopt resolution number 22-173.
Mr.
Discussion.
Speaker,
Yes, Vice Chairman Christian, we're discussing it.
it is apparent from discussions that have been held about this that there may be still room for some improvement that would lead us away from certain conflicts that some members feel exist between the opinion issued by the AG, our Constitution, and what apparently is the reports of support from the cabinets today. I would like to move that we defer action on this to the second day of this regular session of Congress in January.
Okay, any second to that motion? Well, looks like your motion is
Second.
not seconded. Oh,
Short recess.
it's been seconded, short recess. Congress is back in session. There was that motion to defer to the second day of the next regular session. Those in favor of that motion say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Take note, Chief Clerk, second day of regular session in January. Okay, next resolution.
Mr. Speaker, as of now, we do not have any more resolutions.
Short recess. Congress is back in session. Any other resolution, Chief Clerk?
We do not have any more resolutions, Mr.
Okay,
Speaker.
next item is introduction of bills and resolutions. If you have any measure to introduce, pass them on to Chief Clerk. The next item is miscellaneous business. Do you have any miscellaneous business? Chairman Romano?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I thought I expressed my disappointment in this miscellaneous business, so it can be recorded and heard. As I shared there earlier, the part of the week, about the funding that we appropriate to purchase the vessel. And when we called the Department of the CNI to give us an update, so we were given that the funding was not there. That's why the advice of allotment was not issued. Little did we know, I did my own follow-up with the budget, and all budget employees who was working with CIP and public project, they never been asked, or they never advised that there were any funding to anybody. So right before I called budget, they told us that TC and I called before they took the call from me, that they're inquiring how do they go about that PCD for that funding that was appropriated by Congress. So I thought it's, I don't know if it's a delaying tactic, that it's what they're playing, but I thought I expressed my disappointment so it can be heard that this kind of work is not acceptable to delay projects or any work that we. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Romano, for raising that. It is not acceptable. I mean, these people, we put them in there, confirming them with the belief that they will do the works for our nation and our government. You know, to me, it's the same as public services delayed is public services denied. And I do seriously believe that, and we should look forward to addressing it in different ways that can make that, or make those things not to happen again. Okay? Any other miscellaneous business? If none, we will go down to announcement. Chairman Willie?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There is no announcement from your Committee on External Affairs. Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman Figuer?
I'm going to go on vacation until January.
Good for you, Chairman Figuer. Yes, thanks for that announcement. Okay, Chairman Ned?
Thank you. I'll join Chairman Figuer.
You'll join him. Okay, man. It's getting interesting. Chairman Berman, I hope you're not saying you're going to join them.
Well, Speaker, you know, after almost 2 years of the pandemic, I'm wondering how our students at foreign countries are doing. So I'm hoping that the committee of HSA will figure out the right timing to go see them and how they're doing, because I don't think they've been back for almost 3 years now after the pandemic. So committee of HSA, get ready. If Speaker says yes, then we might be visiting these foreign countries. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, thank you, but I doubt finance will allow that on the day, because they will say you have no business going to education matters. Maybe Vice Chairman Ned can do that. I'm just saying what we've been hearing, the new different rules coming out of finance. Okay, Chairman Romano?
Che Ango will not go into vacation, but will go in a different mood. So to make sure that I'm coming back and no riding vote will prevail. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Romano. Stop scaring some of those who are unopposed. They might have different ideas. Chairman Colin?
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We were announcing that the CNI is supposed to contact a oversight to all the states. Because of the situation in Gorsai and Chuk, and your committee is rescheduling the hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman Kulan. Just notify members and staff on those, the rescheduling. Okay, Madam Chair, comment?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I would like to apologize for our late report for the chip. It's already done, just done now, but we'll present next session. There is no other announcement from us. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair Conman. Yes, your report you can submit it next session, regular session in January. Vice Speaker Moses, announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have no announcement, but I wish to rise on the point of privilege.
I'm sorry?
I have no announcement, but I would like to rise on the point of privilege.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to take this time to thank our staff for the work that they have performed during this session. And I also like to move that the Speaker and the presiding officers review our journal and make the necessary adjustments that will not change the substance of the journal. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the presiding officers will review and approve the journals from day one till today. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried, so be it. Okay, any other announcement from Vice Chairman Ned?
No announcement, Speaker. Thank you.
Okay, Vice Chairman Christian?
No announcement, Mr. Speaker. There is Sakao tonight, if that's an announcement.
Thank you for that offer. I will be in this first Mass to confess, to my confession. So I'm not sure whether I can join. But anyway, I would like to join Vice Speaker Moses in thanking our staff, hardworking staff. I mean, without them, we could not do the business of this Congress. And along the same line, I want to thank all of the people who have helped provide information from our executive, including other places. Thank you for making sure that the business of this Congress can progress. And it is time of the year where we will be inundated with all kinds of requests, and we will be facing a lot of things in the communities. So for that part, I just want to extend to all of you our greetings for the holiday season, and may you be safe, and I hope we don't go the wrong ways. So with that said, I will now ask our acting floor leader, Berman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Before I do the motion, man, Vice Speaker, you took that away from me. I was enjoying being an acting floor leader. They say everything till it's a... But thank you very, very much, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to practice to be for the floor leader. Different, if only I can use all the ref fund that floor leader has. So saying that, motion to adjourn Sanatai.
It has been moved and seconded that this sixth special session of the 22nd Congress will stand adjourned sine die. Before I make my ruling, may we all just rise for a moment of silent prayer. Those in favor of the motion to adjourn sine die say aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carried. The sixth special session of the 22nd Congress is now adjourned, Senator.